So I want to touch on something I learned like today, which is about the default mode network, which is essentially this pattern of activity in your brain when you're basically just at rest thinking about random stuff. And it was really interesting because I've learnt about it before, obviously, but for a long time I just forgot. And I realized that today the way it connects to the idea of mind control and all of that shit. And how mind control, in a way, is actually just the deactivation of the default mode network. And, a lot of the mood benefits, I guess, therefore, do have a scientific basis because by deactivating that network, that network's overactivity is associated with ruminant thinking, with neurosis, anxiety, depression. And so by basically silencing that network, obviously it's the alternative network is supposed to be more energy intensive, but the reality is that the net is positive here because by silencing the network you're essentially getting rid of a lot of this neurosis, which will have huge physiological impacts. Something else I was shocked to learn was that depression is the number one clinical factor, or at least it has way more connection to whether somebody who's had a diagnosis of coronary heart disease will die in the next so and so time. Way more connection than stroke, way more connection than any sort most sort of diseases they've had in the past. And it's a shocker because you think, if someone's had a stroke they're likely to die, but somehow depression is way more accurate at predicting who with coronary heart disease will die. And it's a shock, and it just reminds you of the connection, that this powerful connection between your mind and your body and your motivation and your mood and your emotions, and how controlling your mind, to reiterate, can have essentially huge impacts on every aspect of your life that you won't even realize because your mind is the one telling you, oh, there's no impact, oh, this is how it is. And that's just the crazy thing, is you won't real the mind is manipulating you into thinking that the mind has no effect on reality.